Shit, wrong one. Yes, okay, that's me. Hi. Hey, it's Friday night. Grats, everybody. How you doing? So those of you who follow me on Twitter are like, wow, an hour ago I saw that espresso martini mostly full. How's it taking you, like, an hour to finish half of an espresso martini? I went to go shave instead. Calm down. I don't know, something about the whole week really made me want to, like, get clean, have a shower, scrub face, shave off any of the extra hair that is a bit too long. No, I want a scruffy beard. I want to look like vaguely irresponsible, pointed beard kind of evil dude. Pointed goatee kind of evil guy, not guy has forgotten to shave for 6 months. It's just not my vibe, man. Anyway, hi! I know I mentioned this on Wednesday night, but welcome to a bonus stream on Friday night. I'm not staking a claim on Friday night streams, even though I kind of enjoy streaming on alternate Friday nights, because on alternate weeks, I run Pathfinder Strength of Thousands. That's not a streamed game. I'm not entertaining anyone but the people at the table, so sorry fuckers, you gotta deal with that. This is too warm. But hey, if we want to, like, hang out for a bit, see what's going on in Tyria, explore a bit of the personal story for Guild Wars, like, let's do it together. I finished Living Story Season 1, I'm halfway through Season 2 on Candacia as a replay, and a Mako. Like, we can do the personal story for Hubert from our Final Fantasy 1 and 3 playthrough, even though he's currently a Revenant, not a Knight. Guardian would be the Guild Wars class that's most appropriate to be at Knight, or Paladin as per Final Fantasy, but hey, we're just reusing the name at this point, huh? Hubert in the Final Fantasy series was either a human or an elf, but most likely a human, not a fucking Sylvari, right? Jimbles, what are you talking about? He's a plant person. See? Anyway. I've had a pretty good Friday. I woke up from a nightmare. That wasn't great. That's terrible, in fact. And continues to prove that I am one of the most sensitive people you know. Because a nightmare was enough to fuck up my entire day and put me in a sad mood. And as I was saying to a lovely friend on Discord, like, when I have bad mental health days, I am aware of how much brain power my brain is using to do stupid shit. What sort of stupid shit? Oh, just basic anxiety stuff. Like, it feels like it's spending 30% of its CPU on sadness. Or, you better do this, otherwise they will think that you are something. And, like, it's completely pointless. I said to my oldest and very lovely friend, Chickadoo is his screen name, that, like, when we were working together, and I was a landscaper for a bit of time, I was just like, man, some days I'm just worse off because of it. Too much of my brain is spent with things that don't matter. And he goes, yeah, I notice. Sometimes. It's okay. I think this is a really good example of neurodivergence or disability or something similar where, like, what you can expect from someone varies from day to day. And some days, when I sleep poorly or have a nightmare or if I'm just in a bad mental health space, I'm capable of less. In the office today, I sent some very important emails, I checked the queues, I looked after some clients, but the whole time I was like, this is not good enough. We're also well aware that not good enough is coming from inside the house, so who knows if it's even a legitimate assessment of my technique or abilities. But there was a drive to the other side of Canberra. There was some working remotely from a cafe, which is always a delicious treat. There was some good news for Emma that I will not pass on because it's her story to tell, but I gotta say it's good, you know? So otherwise, it's a good day, right? Oh, Willis and she was, like, the person in the chair providing me instructions while I did some sick hacking via a terminal connection to my server. Yes, a local terminal connection. And we fixed a problem that she identified. And that felt so good. I love watching talented, attractive people do talented, attractive things. And when they're, like, saying, hey, you did well on something that I'm a little anxious about, my skill in IT, feels good. Love it. So that was a fun little diversion. Even if the whole time my wrist hurt a bunch. Been wearing my brace all day. But I want a little freedom. It's a bit too warm in the study because both computers are running high-powered applications right now. Hey, Cleric. Hey, Willow. Here they are on command. Good boy. Yeah, she enjoys that too much. I gotta tell you, it's a bit more like this. Screen. Alright, screen cap isn't there, so I guess I'm just gonna have to click here, then hit display capture. It's really a lot more like this, darling. Come on, man, give me the image. Wow, fuck you. Good enough. Still fun, right? Anyway. I'm glad we solved the problem. That's good. That's enjoyable to me. I also got to state something that's very funny. Just the permissions were weird, and I'm like, yeah, that's fair. If I don't, two people telling each other, yes, very good work, good boy / girl, very impressive. I'm very pleased with you. Like it could work, absolutely, if we had a third party. I was just gonna rub up against each other. I could just assume, look, both of you didn't get the context, so I'm just assuming you're both making out, right? Problem solved. Whether it's true or not, it's still very funny. No rubbing. Alright. If you say so. What about tripping? Jimbles. I'm just going to point out the adult themes again. In that direction. There you go. And my stream has a very lovely warning now, because I remembered to set it up. And so someone reminded me about it. It was in fact Luxy, so cheer on for it. I want to open this in browser. There. Then I'll turn on the screen cap again. Yeah. So like, good, well, Japaning to tripping. Google it, but not without safe search. And you just be like, yeah, dude, I know that. What the fuck? But still. Like, I think that's fucking hilarious. Very good. Thank you for warning everyone, Twitch. It's highly important. And also very appropriate, right? Alright, I got my big bottle of water. I welcomed you to the Friday night bonus stream. Let's play some Guild Wars, shall we? Yep. Stream. Ubit. Now, Ubit is pretty impressive because I spent a little bit of time putting some water changes on him, whether he needs it or not. So we have a decent color scheme. And by dyeing things, I got a level up. So that's good. You get some dye I already have. Thankfully. Let's use all this stuff. I've also been messing about with whether I want to set up a controller version of Guild Wars. I spent a little bit of time fucking with it and decided it wasn't worth it, at least for now. I'll give it more of a try later. Unfortunately, it's really fiddly and the adjustment process is going to take me forever, so I've decided not yet. Cool. Compact and there. Oh, cool. More bags of loot. This is one of the major criticisms of Guild Wars, actually, that the loot system means you're opening bag after bag after bag. Bag after bag. That's mostly pointless, right? Oh. I don't know, at some point it's like, ooh, loot. But it makes the inventory requirement a little difficult because you can have 30 in a stack and then you open it 30 times and it gave you 30 different individual pieces of gear. And so they were like, what we'll do is make the things you open from a bag not immediately, like, we want them to go into unidentified pieces of gear that stack. Now, you can salvage those stacks or double-click them to identify them. Oh, yeah? Killed courtiers and their pets, free prisoners, destroyed turrets, and generally cause havoc? Yes, please. I also installed this radial mod that lets you choose. it's primarily focused towards mounts, but it works with a lot of things. I've only set it up for mounts. Hold the mount button and then move your mouse or controller in a direction. Oh, but what if your playstyle was the Old Republic? Well, you'll enjoy it and have a good time. Ubit Light Warden, is currently dual-wielding rapiers, which is a bad idea. Oh. Yeah, I've also lapsed my FF14, but only because I noticed that when I logged in, I thought, I don't really want to play this. I've finished the story, I've finished the raid story. What do I want to do? Log in for 10 minutes, do the dailies, and then that's it. Like, I got to Omnicrafter. On level 90. I'm like, good, okay, cool. But this is an MMO that has a subscription. I'm not going to leave it running when I'm not actually wanting to play it. Especially when... What's this, free? It's a free MMO? That, you know, I played for a week or two then thought, fuck, I'm buying both expansions I'm missing. So they fucking got me, is all I'm saying. Yeah, we can take 4, right? Yeah, exactly. At some point you're like, this feels more like work than it does enjoyment. I'm not getting glee out of this. I'm logging in for something I have to do. Final Fantasy is like, add yet more subsystems. Are you tired of decorating your own home? Cool, time to decorate your own island, baby! Yes, I do. I don't hate that. That's fucking cool. I love having my own place to decorate, but still. Alright, we're gonna finish this heart. And then we're going to go do personal story. Because that's what I promised, huh? I'm just warming up, I guess. Sick. Look at that shit. That's amazing. How long is that going to go on? Just until I run out of percent here? Alright. Suckers. MK? Mouse and keyboard. Yeah, fucking use a controller. Like, I looked into it. I downloaded a control scheme for Guild Wars 2 on the Steam controller, which is fine with Xbox controllers, and I just haven't... Like, there will be an adjustment period, and I didn't want to do that this afternoon. I couldn't be fucked. Sorry. This is a light energy day for me. That's all I got. I'm happy with what I got. It's just not amazing.
Make haste. We have much to do.
Keith, my friend. I don't know if I can go do like a whole recap of everything we discovered in episode 1, which was 2 weeks ago. There is a VOD. VOD's available on YouTube. So do check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, we're going to continue doing our personal story and creating a distraction in Nightmare Court Camp. Come on, sausage. Come on, sausage.
You've arrived just in time. I scouted the Nightmare Court camp, and fortune favors us. The White Stag is not yet corrupted.
Okay.
However, that is where our luck ends. Freeing the beast with so many courtiers on guard will be difficult.
My plan is to create a distraction. Have you seen anything in the camp that could draw their attention?
Yes, the camp's leader, Sariel. She will be our bait. She's
Lots
always
love
been
for the
cruel and
VODs.
prideful, even before joining the court. Her followers hate her, and would love to see her humiliated. If you duel her, everyone will watch.
How's that?
Will a duel buy you enough time to free the stag?
It will, if you toy with her. Encourage Sariel to brag about herself. Fight cleverly. Make the fight interesting, and they won't look away.
The audio
Good
was
ideas.
quiet.
I'll do the best I can, Keith. I hope it will be enough.
Yeah, from here, now it's going to be a local
Pure
end.
magic.
Twitch
A
itself is
conduit
very
between
quiet
this
for
world
me.
and the dream. You must keep it safe.
Okay, keep the stag safe. Challenge a Nightmare Court leader. Claire, you're totally right. Game should be fun. It's just progression. It's very easy to remove as much fun. Like, you can use efficiency to ruin the fun out of anything, but especially MMOs. Because there's a lot of other players who are like, who will seek efficiency, and then in some capacity that's like playing the game less than if you're doing it less efficiency.
You ignorant lot! You bore me. You're all louts and fools. Do you deny it? Then prove me wrong.
Oh, you're rather loud and obnoxious. Very well, you have my attention. Speak before I kill you.
Sariel, I heard that you couldn't fight yourself out of a dry marsh. I'm here to see if that's true. Duel me, here, before all your followers.
You little sniveling... I mean, of course. Let us dance. I shall delight in delivering your downfall.
Well, that sounds like fun. Yeah, okay, I'll duel you. Whatever. Oh, you're running off? Okay, jeez. Well, I can't argue with you if you're going over there. How far? At level 10.
I will relish ending your work.
Oh, yeah?
I feel furious! Kill the fool,
Everyone, watch a real knight deal with this villain.
Oh, wow, okay. Just healed up, good job.
Do you think Serial will win or lose?
Sorry, I was taking a sweet time about it.
Yeah, you know, I was talking about that during episode 1 last fortnight. I also, that's exactly what happened to me too. I think what they did to Jessica Price sucked, right?
Honor is
I don't think you should... Fuck off. No, you can't trust Nightmare Courtiers, clearly, right?
The stag is free. Come back. We must make our escape.
Now, we should definitely be running. I'm not running, because I think it's funnier to do this. Excellent. Heal and bleed. Deactivate hammers. Oh, okay. Fate chains. Yeah, exactly. Again, something else I mentioned in episode 1. The whole world was designed without the hearts, so you would essentially only have the events to go on. You'd explore the world, someone would be like, oh, I need help, and then you go do it. And that's your method of leveling. But it felt a little aimless. That's fair enough.
Keep your wits about you.
the stag. No, it's escaping. Stop them. Stop them at once.
See, the thing that happened to Jessica Price, and not Bobby Stein, but somebody else that worked with it. Yeah. My full opinion is people shouldn't lose their goddamn job for not wanting to talk to fans of something they work on a public platform that they're not representing the company for. That sucks. Absolutely.
I feel furious!
But also, more information has come out about their behavior at work. And it's entirely possible it was the straw that broke the camel's back.
This isn't over, fools.
I'm still mad. I'm still really mad on her behalf.
Made a poor choice.
But it was enough for me to just enter the cognitive dissonance zone and be like, I don't agree with the way XYZ thing happened, but I'm putting it aside so I can get this other good thing that I want. This other good thing that I want is play with 2 hot friends. I haven't actually seen them online yet, so I know they're both really busy at the moment. So I joined a guild. I'm in my non-guild chat view. I'm hanging out with them a little bit. I'm just enjoying myself. So, what more can you do, right?
Your idea to taunt Sariel into a duel worked beautifully. How did you know?
We fucked.
I knew Sariel before she fell to Nightmare. She was the student of someone I loved very dearly. But that is a story for another day. The White
Keith
Stag
is
seems
everyone's
uninjured,
favorite plant
though
lesbian.
clearly frightened. I'll take him back to the Grove. Be warned, Valiant.
Actually, I say
Remember
that,
that
but
Sariel
poison
was
ivy
prideful
exists,
above
so
all
probably
else.
not, huh?
She will not forget this insult.
Yes, but you're taking the stag back to the Grove. Sariel wouldn't actually attack the Pale Trees city just out of wounded pride. Would she?
She might.
You underestimate the Nightmare Court. They will do whatever they must to get their way.
How horrible. At least Gavin had a sense of honor. How can he and Sariel both be in the Nightmare Court?
Evil has many forms. Some desire tyranny, others chaos. Regardless, they will come for the White Stag. And when they do, we must be ready. I will meet you at the Grove.
Lovely.
A world of possibilities awaits.
The My Story section has quite explicitly very good examples on how you manage a small level personal scale story, mid-level story, large world shaking story, and it follows a really good arc for a role-playing game. Then it has to sit for the majority of the game's existence at top, and that's difficult. A lot of shows and things that are designed to have a single arc have that sort of difficulty ahead of them, so consider that in writing your own story in game. I find it's easier to get away with that when you build up your game or tabletop adventure to be more about, we're going to go adventure and find interesting things. Just going to go take a look at what's cool over there today and then go from there, right?
I brought you some leftover cinnamon bread. I felt your hunger.
What a sensitive fern you are. I hope you have an interesting day.
Kind of cute, isn't it?
You're speaking of the Mist Portal in Lion's Arch. It leads to a great door.
It's not the best ever, but it is very beautiful. Guild Wars 2. They've done a lot of very good work on making things interesting and pretty. Not going to say it's underrated, but that's very important for your game to have a lot of visual appeal. For an example, go look at literally any vista. And you'll be like, oh fuck man, that looks good.
Forget her. You'll find another love.
Don't say such things.
Had the bait and switch start? It did! I never played it myself, but I can tell you at least a little bit about what happens there. They send you on a few, like, small, regular adventures, and then I think you fail to stop a ritual from going off, it blows up and burns apart the starting area. And you can never return to that part of Escalon. It was like, oh, well, sorry. Everything you're adventuring in just died, lol. Sucks to be you. Now you're going to be looking after some refugees as you try and stay alive. Have fun. So what was I saying about vistas? Just going to grab the Sprigger. See? Yeah, new accounts aren't supposed to be able to do that. It's just a lot of Guild Wars 2 is account bound, so I can just do that. Like, it tells an interesting story. And I think that's worth saying out loud, right? They want you to think it's going to be like a generic EverQuest style MMO, right? Here's the world, adventure in it, you are an adventurer, you're going to go on quests, cool things happen. Oh no, plot! And then plot happens at you with high intensity and frequency. Introduce characters that are supposed to matter to you and you care about them. Sometimes they die, sometimes they don't. And then Cormier jumps into the portal and becomes a god before you do. This is a good thing, TM. Alright, Black Knight, White Stag. I don't think it's a bit like... all that praise I had for how Guild Wars 1 looks now, like, still new, it seems. It's funny. The friction points in Final Fantasy XIV are like, sometimes when you're in a dialogue window, it won't let you do anything else because the game engine cannot handle you doing something else while you're supposed to be doing something. My example is when I'm selling things at the Doman Enclave, it straight up says, I can't even let you split the number of items in your inventory because, look, if you do that right now, the whole thing could fall apart. Please don't do this to me. And that's silly. But it is how I feel. And that's what Final Fantasy XIV feels like. It just feels old in some places. Guild Wars 2 has some of that. In some places. Many places. I can only imagine Guild Wars 1 would be even more irritating, so I'm not going back. I'm not doing that. Much as it may be interesting to see where things came from, I'm not doing that.
Valiant, quickly, to me.
Remember that I finally played Final Fantasies 1 through 6 when they remade them. I'm not an old gamer. Well met, Valiant. The wardens are on edge. The court gathers just outside the grove. We have little time. Is there any way the court could get a force this far into the city? Never underestimate Nightmare. What should we expect? Do you feel those tremors? I think Nightmare Court's getting creative. Be on guard. I'm ready to protect the White Stag. For the dream!
Wardens, prepare for an attack. Here they come.
Whoop, there they are. That's too many jaguars and thorn wolves. Try reinforcement. Control. Shift. Yeah, shift. They just hidden things with hammers. I gotta tell you, me and my friends would have killed those Nightmare Court with hammers. I tell you what. I'm pulling out for my...
Surrender the White Stag. Nightmare Court demands it.
They're really staking a lot on the idea that if they destroy a symbol of hope and the dream, they'll get a lot more converts. I might be right.
Nightmare cannot be denied. Give us the secret.
Nightmare will devour.
Stand on the dwarven path, get stability. Oh, I did not expect that to be a move. Okay. Yeah, stand on the cobblestone road, get stability. Or other buffs. Like, that's not bad. Gee, fuck.
Destroy them. Take the stag and destroy them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that. That's great. Say we? It's not. Sadly, the demon one is like, heal yourself, heal extra if you're under conditions. I don't really have that many choices right now. Can't make enemies put extra conditions on me. If I'm low on health, I'm gonna use it anyway.
I feel furious.
We must find Saria. Once she's defeated, their courage will fail, and the courtiers will flee.
Alright. Look, I'm not letting you steal the stag. It just doesn't seem right.
Poor Sariel. Did you really think you could just walk into the grove and take the stag?
No, Kate. I also planned on leaving you in a pool of your own blood. And, well, here you are.
Even Fowlin couldn't tame that temper of yours. Let's see if my blades can do better.
Strike now while their backs are turned.
Where's your honor? We aren't cutthroats or animals. We kill when needed,
when we can use that bloodshed to grow.
Hello,
a
Liam
garden.
O'Brien.
Now leave. Meditate on this, and should you fail to learn, I'll kill you myself.
This isn't over, Kate. One day I'll kill you, no matter what the Grand Duchess says.
Oh, what's that? The Grand Duchess says don't kill Keith. That's interesting. I wonder if this will come back later.
My friend, I apologize for Sariel's behavior. She's young. She hasn't learned to temper power with wisdom.
What is there to understand? The Nightmare Court is evil. It's destructive. You and Sariel are two of a kind.
You wound me. I am nothing like Sariel. She is an honorless craven, and I have been your friend.
Going mad? What do you mean?
The court doesn't seek to destroy either the Sylvari or the Pale Tree.
Right.
We're trying to free you from the influence of Ventari's tablet.
You want to use the White Stag to corrupt the dream. You would turn this beautiful creature into a weapon.
Yes, for the greater
Yeah, well,
good.
like, most of the
prove that
Critical
Nightmare
Role
Court
cast
has
are under
honor.
various
Duel me.
voices in
For the
so
winner of the
many
White
things.
Stag.
They're
For
good.
the defeated, death.
Very well, Gavin. I accept
Yeah, but
your
lawful
challenge and
evil,
your terms.
honorable, but
Let's begin.
there for tyranny, pseudo-villain here. Liam O'Brien's fucking perfect for that. Let's do it. We're gonna hit him with our 2 swords. Oh, I keep trying to press the Final Fantasy 14 draw weapon. That's what I want. More emotes, man. Look. Slash hug. No hug. What do you mean no
Fight you
hug?
with honor, Valiant. Let all assembled bear witness.
We can bow. Dude, I am bowing. How dare you? Six stacks of vulnerability. How you doing, buddy?
Excellent, Valiant. But I am not yet overthrown.
Quick, build a road. Oh, thank fuck.
Now, it's my turn.
Yeah. What do you mean it's your turn? Why are you running away? Come back. Fuck, okay, wow.
Your skills are as keen as your honor, Valiant. Just getting this.
Just a few seconds till it gets them. We're gonna feast on their anguish? Alright. Demon dude. Yeah, I'm not running into your field, dude. Alright, let's get some evade frames. Some evade frames.
Well done, Valiant. I beat him.
No, this is not another player. I have not entered PvP.
Thank the tree that's over.
He's a member of the Nightmare Court. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. One of the things I set up, not just gear, but a pet. A mini. We got a Shiba Inu with us. Please say hi. Yeah, they are a friend. Their name is Netflix. The dog in a video game that I own, its name is Netflix.
Victory! The Nightmare Court will not try this particular tactic again.
They do.
Now the White Stag will be safe.
Grats!
For now. But soon enough the court will find another way to draw the dream into darkness. Fowlin loves to cultivate misery.
It sounds like you have history with the court in this Grand Duchess Fowlin. Will you tell me the tale?
I knew her once, but I don't know her anymore. What matters is that you've done well, Valiant. Enjoy this moment.
Doesn't it
Come.
kind of suck
One
when your
image in
ex
your dream
accidentally
has been
forms an
resolved,
alternate
but the
political
other,
faction?
The dragon remains to be deciphered. Our
Complicated.
mother wishes to see the White Stag, and I intend for you to be there as well. It is time you met the Pale Tree.
I'd be honored,
Ooh.
Keith. I'll see you there.
So now we get to meet the leader of our faction. Faction, race, class. Skimmer. Let's go. Now, we really want to hit level 20 before we finish this, like, section of the personal story, because then we can start the next one immediately. And that was my main goal here. Replay the personal story. Which is no longer unique to Sylvari. Like, you get past the Sylvari stage and then end up in the Order stage. You talk about your personal, like, faction. Well, order is honestly the best word for it. And then there are less racial differentiation.
You don't have to travel to foreign places to find adventure. If you look closely, you'll find war, love, and life all around you.
Oh, that's nice. No. So we're doing just a little bit of world exploration out here in the... Yeah, sorry. I get distracted when they play Fear Not This Night because it's a beautiful song, and I think about some of the first few performances Emma did with it. It's just fantastic. As you're well aware, I am a wife guy.
Thanks.
I do love her very much. Publicly. And a lot of the time, the wife guys on the internet end up to be, like, sleeping with somebody else, but, like, you already knew that. That was part of the package, right? So I'm immune to that particular kind of cancellation. Oh, God. Or she says, like, it didn't just... Yeah. I don't think the recording of Emma singing Fear Not This Night is available on the internet or nearby, so you're just gonna have to ask her really nicely. You could ply her with some sort of delicious baked potato, which usually goes quite a way to getting her to do something. And then if I'm very lucky, she occasionally shares said baked potato with me. We gotta go up one level. I am Miss Stitches. She's in the room right now, so she hears me when I'm talking about her. This does not affect my behavior in literally any way. Okay, we've got all this, it's got all waypoints. There are a few more points of interest. One on the Maker's Terrace. There's at least one up the top, so we'll go get that soon. I wonder, the capital city, is this the one that gives me a Black Lion key? Heard you like loot boxes, kids. Now you can gamble inside your video games.
How did you get away?
Up. They're sharing. Aww. Tried. I'll have to make some sort of other delicious large-scale food to put into the freezer. Not potato. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. There's still white chicken chili in the deep freeze that I should pull out at some point too. Alright. More story in just a moment. Now's the time to go get your drinks, snacks, sneaking kisses from people nearby who are enthusiastic about that. Upper level. There are 2 on the upper level, so that's where we go. Up we go. Oh, sausage. Oh, she has finished eating. Oh. But like, isn't even any food for you. Now it's time to rest, little papa. Alright, ready? 1 and 2. That would be map completion if we weren't in an instance. Soul of the Pale Tree.
Greetings, my valorous child. The White Stag spoke to me of your deeds. I'm so proud of you.
I'm honored to meet you, Mother Tree. I knew I had to protect the stag. I saw it in my dream. Is that because of you?
No, dear heart. I do not control the dream. I am simply its caretaker.
If you will it, Mother, the white stag can stay in our garden. We would be glad to defend it from any who dare wish it harm.
An excellent suggestion. He will be very happy there, and often reunited with his defender.
If I may ask, Mother, in my dream I also saw a fierce, horrible dragon.
Pay no
I've been
attention to
told
the
it is my
horrible dragon.
wild hunt to face this monster. Is that true?
I fear that it is. A wild hunt is a sacred thing, a burden placed by the dream upon the strongest and the bravest of my children. In your dream, you fought an elder dragon face to face. Only 2 of my children have had such a dream, you and Keith.
Oh, shit!
All Sylvari fight the dragon's servants, the undead. But I believe you will face Zaitan itself. I also believe you will prevail.
I understand, Mother.
Oh, really?
Thank you.
I do feel special.
Be proud of your victory, Valiant. Until battle comes once more to challenge you, may you be at peace.
Until you hit level 20.
Keith, I wish for the Valiant to meet my eldest child.
Traherne has
Black
returned
Lion chest.
from war.
Look at my talent,
Is
bro.
that wise?
Do not question the dream. We must all play our parts.
Let's do it.
Yes, Mother Tree. I will see that it's done.
Alright. Shall we gamble, everybody? Black Lion chest, Black Lion key, Black Lion statuette, guaranteed. A Nashblade dragon coffer, whatever that is, and some random things. Let's go! Loot box time! Alright. Cool.
You rarely see one of those.
Alright. They're going straight into my bank. What's in the box? Well, you'll find out. Gain 50 luck! Thanks, Keith. Thorny seed pouch. All these things are very good, but you know what? Nope. I will deal with them later. Nashblade dragon coffer. Oh, a cracked Bash the Dragon holo recording. That's very cool. I'm more interested in 1.5 gold because I keep spending my money on things. Oh, excellent. Just chug some wine right in front of the leader of my race. I'm so very proud of you, my child. This is only the beginning. Are you really the tree I see all around me? Indeed, but I have manifested this form so that you and I may speak. What can you tell me about Zaitan? It's a powerful force of evil. You have already fought its undead minions on our shores. You are destined to fight for Tyria's future. Zaitan will be the largest of many obstacles. Did you know that I would rescue the white stag? Not exactly, but I knew that you could. That is the inspiration of the dream. I heard you talking about Traherne. What else do you know about him? He's another of my firstborn. His wild hunt, like yours, concerns the land of all. Cool. Meet Traherne. It's an important character. Very important thing. Are there knowledge cubes? Yes! See, here's the best thing about very large fantasy settings. We may be in like a relatively high fantasy, got ourselves lots of... Yeah, it's just a transmutation charge. I thought the, you'd get a Black Lion key. You do, but it's from completing the level 10 story, not map completion. At least not in this circumstance. But really, I'm in a Star Wars game? Not quite, right? It's like a fantasy kitchen sink, in the sense that Pathfinder's Galarian still has, like, muskets, and also a starship that crashed into the land, and so there were laser guns. The Sylvari and the humans, low tech. Fantasy, swords, shields, cool shit like that. I'm taking a portal to the Lion's Arch instead of continuing the story to punctuate my point, but the problem is, I put this on my hard drive, not my SSD. So, like, it's loading. What I should do right now on stream is copy everything to the SSD. That won't take too long at all, and it'll definitely be worth doing. Anyway, we're gonna go. Yeah. You're not wrong. I put Final Fantasy XIV on my SSD, but didn't think to put Guild Wars there. Also, I'd like to point out how concerned this line is here on the side. Well, yeah, the first time you visit Lion's Ark after it was rebuilt 9 years ago, real life, it shows you this cool cutscene. So you get to see it every time any character visits it now. It's pretty. I've not seen Kroll, I'm sorry, Willow. I believe it's on the server, but... I was kind of hoping for one of the incredibly rare things in the Black Lion trading post. It would have been really good to get, like, oh, this weapon skin is worth 3,000 gold, and just show all of you on camera. Hey, congrats everyone. I'm gonna buy me a fucking legendary right off the bat, because I can. Clip that! Anyway, the whole reason I came here, oh, it teleported me to the opening instead of, was to just visit the Asura, which is they're another race. They're high tech, incredibly high tech. Specifically inventive geniuses. Oh, while I'm here, actually. Bank. 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 Figure it out. Oh, bank's over there. No. Oh my god! I better torrent it right now while streaming. No, you'll have to wait a little bit. Drop this off.
I know your face from my dream.
Using the bank. Achievement complete. Very good. Thank you. This one also goes in there. We don't need that right now. We'll eat that. There, this one here. There you go. I have the playtime warnings. I think it's kind of cute to occasionally see you've been playing for 3 hours. Oh shit. Sorsham here. Fuck. This is not where I wanted to go. Kroll's supposed to be on the list as things I'm supposed to have or want to watch, so it's a little concerning that it's not there. I'll get it, don't worry. Okay, so load time wasn't nearly as long. Which is good, because that wasn't where I wanted to go at all. I would have said something like Final Fantasy XIV didn't get a massive subsystem that confuses new players in the most recent expansion. But it definitely did, I just forgot. You get a personal island after you finish this story, and it's insane. You've played for like 100 hours before it introduces another massive time sink that has very little bonuses. It's just a place to hang out. I feel like they're throwing things at the wall, you know? Like, we let our developers have free time to just mess about and find things that they enjoy, and hopefully have fun with it. Oh, that's cool, Willow. Alright, so here we go at Radisum.
We'll never get recruits. These dust bunnies have no interest in gut-wrenching, mind-blowing war. The mists are too exclusive.
I just wanted to point out what Radisum looks like. Triangles. Pointed triangles. Teleporty points. Holograms. Golems. That aren't actually golems, they're more like automatons. I think we, as a role-playing community, should get away from saying golem all the time, because golem is explicitly a Judaic tradition, you know, and I think we should give them a little bit more credit. The city floats. Like, this is sci-fi, baby! Icons was a bunny. Find the rope bunny. Okay, well, like... I can find where the hell it was, sure. I've moved pretty fast past them, that's all I'm saying.
Welcome.
Like... Phylactery? Yeah, I agree. I think Soul Cage is... Oh, this one. Yeah, okay. This one here, the Springer? This is what my bunny looks like. It jumps high. Yeah, Phylactery, I think Soul Cage works perfectly. That's an even easier fix. Some could argue that Automaton feels a little too sci-fi for your fantasy, and they're gonna keep using Golem. I'm like, come on, man, grow up. Golem didn't mean anything to you personally until you saw it in the monster manual. It's change. It's not hard. Anyway, I wanted to show off the fact that they do in fact have a sci-fi city for Asura. And you can hang out here if you're not Asura, but like the personal story is cool. And one of them, you accidentally you have to go forward in time to stop yourself from doing something evil. I think that's funny. Yes, forward in time to stop yourself from doing something evil because the future version of you sends things even further back. Like, that's funny. That's a good bit. Very approved. This race is wholly responsible for the waypoint system. It's all them. At some point later in Living Story Season 2, they're like, we need to make a change to the network, and they're like, it has to go through the review board first. Jesus. You better make sure it actually works. That's, again, a very good bit. They're pretty similar to a type of goblin, but they're highly technological focused, and they believe in a near-perfect synchronicity of the world called the Great Alchemy as a national religion. I think that's pretty neat. Oh fuck, we're gonna fall to our death, aren't we? Alright, that's better. Now, we fucked about long enough, let's go talk to the Grove. Keith in the Grove. Oh, I'm too used to being able to just click this and it teleports you, like it shows you exactly where it should be. That's Final Fantasy XIV for you. Really appreciated that, to be honest. Do you find out? Yeah, I guess. Not as often as I'd like. Not where my cursor is. Right. Alright, down a level. This was ridiculous suicide before they added gliding. And then you could jump off things and glide to your heart's content, which was good. And then they added a mount that can glide, the Griffin, which requires quite a bit of work, but I did it when Path of Fire came out. And then you get gliding and jump. And now there's apparently a flying mount. A sky scale can just generally fly most of the time. I'm like, oh man. I'll get it. I don't even have the roller beetle that you may have seen moving around that's got incredible land speed. That'll be fun too. You can't use them in instances anyway.
What news?
Trahan! Ah, look. What some people call the actual protagonist of the game.
I want you to meet
the base game.
Another of the Sylvari firstborn. Only a few of the firstborn have wild hunts. I am one. Trahan is another. I believe he carries the heaviest burden of us all.
More difficult than fighting an Elder Dragon.
Our task is tangible, if dangerous, young Valiant. His is ephemeral. There may be no solution.
I'm glad to meet you, Valiant, but I'm afraid we have no time for proper welcomes. There is a more immediate matter at hand. Warden Tegwin patrols the beach at Anwin, destroying the Risen that wash in from Ore. We exchanged many letters on the subject. The last missive was written during a recent storm, and mentioned an Orion artifact she'd seen wash up on the beach. Tegwin said she intended to retrieve it, but since then I've heard nothing. I fear for her safety.
I'd be happy to go and look for her, Trahan. If she's in trouble, I'll lend her a hand.
Good. It will be useful for you to see what we are fighting, Valiant. Or is growing stronger day by day.
I'm ready to witness the dragon's corruption. I'm not afraid. As soon as I know more about what's happened to Tegwin, I'll contact you.
It's a very late-term spoiler, but at the beginning of Heart of Thorns, you find out that Sylvari are immune to dragon corruption, which happens to every other race. Yeah, it's Dragon Age. Dragon corruption, wardens, absolutely, it's Dragon Age time. Sylvari immune to it because they're all, by default, dragon minions of Mordramoth. And this just isn't mentioned until the first expansion. Otherwise, you're just supposed to be like, no, it's fine. We're immune to it because we're supposed to be the defenders. So, like, we will deal with Zaitan because we're just that cool. Don't worry about us, we're awesome. Oh no! Turns out we're highly susceptible to a very specific corruption. It was a very good bit. It was very enjoyable. Because dragon minions fight each other. Zaitan's undead beat the crap out of any Iceborne or branded whenever you find him.
We could use a little help.
You can pull them into each other, and that's very funny. An itty bitty jungle raptor. Or is it? Aha! Come here! Just bite the ears, that'll be fine.
Swift and steady.
Ooh, gives me swiftness and poison. Oh well. I think I got one. So, like, is Traherne a Witcher character? I didn't think so. I haven't watched the most recent half season of The Witcher though. Very lovely girlfriend is like, I don't know if I can watch it, and it is so sad knowing that he will leave us.
Don't just stand there, do something!
Why would anyone decide to not be Geralt? It's incredible. It's just an acting gig. It's not just an acting gig. Playing Geralt, man.
Swift and steady.
So, this is a mix of architecture from Sylvari and Asura. Asura set up a gate here. Because the Asura are like, we're the scientific TM race. So, a new race appeared just out of nowhere. This tree is creating tree people? What the hell? Alright, we'd better get him into some labs and experiment on them so we know what's going on. And that's why there's like a research outpost here in Caledon Forest. This one is
Things back to the column.
obviously much faster when you have multiple people.
Swift and steady.
But even alone, it's pretty chill to just run back and forth for a little bit, pick up some things, drop them off, get an experience bonus.
Don't just stand there, do something!
When I'm carrying it, can I pick up? Can I mount up? Wow! We just made it a lot faster on ourselves, didn't we? Oh, it's on cooldown, that's interesting. Alright.
Don't get too close, but don't let them get away.
Back here. Okay, it'll cast when I get out of combat, I bet. Am I still in combat? I'm not healing, so I think I am. Okay, there we go.
Bring those things back to the column.
That's why I can do it right away when I pick it up. That's interesting. Jeez. There's a turning circle on my raptor, and that makes things a little difficult. Thank you.
Don't just stand there, do something.
Raptor's long jump is like the first mount movement ability you pick up, and so it's a real game changer when you can suddenly move across large sections of the desert or, well, open world like that. There were several years of the game being out before you had these amazing movement abilities. And so it was a game changer in a literal sense. It's funny. It was an MMO standard to have mounts, especially with movement abilities, when Guild Wars 2 first came out, and they said, no, we don't need it. We got like heaps of waypoints. They're everywhere. It's unnecessary. And then as a massive expansion draw, they figured it out. I mean, they did it on purpose, but also, like, wow, they're not character bound? Jesus, okay. Wow. That sucks. And you can see my Weaver builds. Equipment. Mounts. Like, they figured out a way that would get them money, man. Like, they sold mount skins. Lots of them. On purpose, so that you'd be able to get them randomly through Black Lion chests and sales and spend your real life money on skins. I figured that was part of it. The parent company for ArenaNet, the game, the company that does all the actual work, is NCSoft, a Korean video game publisher that primarily, and I think like solely, does MMOs. So they're big into the monetization of the MMO sphere. That's how we end up with this. I don't hate them. They're little different kinds. And they're given out randomly too, so if you want a specific one, what a surprise, right? They're all like this. Skins, especially for an MMO that doesn't have a subscription fee, like, they're gonna be limited. One more. I think the worst part of these like open world events is when you're doing the whole thing by yourself. But I mean, if you like them, kind of specific. Oh my god. Oh, he's such a fluffy boy. Hello. Time to give him $1 billion. Anyway, no. Look at that. What's this? Horrifying. Good god. Oh. Oh. Tiny birds. Tiny fluffy birds.
It's nice to see you.
Wow. Look at that fucker. That's horrible. Yeah, right? These bunnies are very good. Plush. Oh, God, it's not even. Wow. Yeah, I can tell the Springers have got a lot of skins. They're probably everyone's favorites. Look at it. Oh, dangly little ears. incredible. Simply incredible. Let's get out of here.
I need some help.
Gather more crafting materials? Ugh, maybe later. Look at them all. Yeah, so, money, right? It works. You look at him and you go, yes, please, I'd love to spend money on that. I'm not sold myself, but, you know. Free video games aren't free. They rely on some people spending more money than perhaps they even have or should spend. Because art can't exist for just its own sake. It needs to turn profit. This is sad. We don't want that. I don't know what to do about it. Why is it 0 of 5, huh? Still 0 of 5. Okay. Go get those specific ones. Okay. Maybe later. We're doing personal story, baby. Alright, this one's very good, so... let's do this one normally, right? We could spring it our way to the top. We're not gonna. I'll show you how it is supposed to be done in vanilla, or if you don't have an account that's already got a Springer. A lot of the vistas are like very easy, very simple, and very obvious jumping puzzles. And the jumping puzzles are not very simple or very obvious jumping puzzles. They're holy shit, you better be good at precisely putting your character exactly where you want them to be at every stage. And figuring out where you're supposed to go, which, freely admit, not the best at. So you can cheese a lot of them with mounts. There are a few easy ones that obviously I've already done. By using the Springer nearby, jumping up as high as you can, entering the no mount zones which dismounts you, and then you can glide until you get to a point where it's like, no gliding here either, dork, and then you fall. Hopefully, you fall somewhere where you can survive and get the completed mark. Kind of wanted you to remount there, but I forgot that I have the radio menu now. Have the reflexes from back when I could only glide, so I just tapped the glide button to not fall to my death. Having a large list of point of interests is just a great way to move you around the map, show you cool things. The vistas, again, an excellent idea because you got to see that whole little fort that's not Sylvari, what's going on there. You can learn what's going on there through ambient dialogue, through dialogue with the actual NPCs nearby, or by waiting for an event. That's what it's all about.
One more seed plant. There we go. Perfect.
Hello.
Oh, you're not Tegwin? Thorns and brambles, where is she?
I'm looking for Tegwin too. Our firstborn sent me to check on her. Who are you?
My name is Karis. Tegwin and I are both wardens here at Anwen. We're supposed to protect the beach, but I can't. Oh no, the Risen are coming. Please, stranger, help me keep those monsters off the beach. We'll talk after.
That's video games for you, my friend. Carrot?
Hold your ground. The undead are approaching.
Yeah, cute plan. I was gonna mount up, but I think we just gotta... Huh! Oh god, the undead! It's funny because they don't appear much in post... Well, they do. In Path of Fire content, they certainly do. But, the Risen, the Zaitan's minions, don't turn up again after you deal with them at the end of the original personal story, right? Obviously, they're not supposed to. But it's curious about how they fill up so much of space for this is the enemy you're fighting, quite a lot of the time, And then they're gone. You mostly deal with them. The threats move on to other things for all the part of Thorns. It's like Mordremoth's Mordred are the big enemy. I feel like unless the game would go, oh, generic enemies of undead is still going to be available afterwards. Just whatever. Even though undead come back in Path of Fire, they come back as Palawa Joko, an enemy from Guild Wars 1, who's still alive because he's a lick. They give him a whole different animation set, like fundamental enemy stats, the way they work. They're just... They don't reuse the models and the combat actions the way I expected them to when I heard, oh, more undead. Like, oh, no.
I'm up for the challenge.
Joko's minions? That kind of undead? The Returned, I think they're called? They're completely different to the way the Risen work. I mean, you kind of hope them to be right. The Elder Dragons that we are fighting in nearly all Guild Wars 2, apparently End of Dragons has them end or something? Oh no, I'm not up to that content yet. Like, they're more natural forces of the world. Mortar seed, plant a red mortar seed. Go. They're more natural forces that arise to devour magic and have specific methodologies of getting more magic. Like, I like the ideas of very large evil dragons. More forces of nature than specific creatures. It's a cool concept, I'm glad they did it. Yeah, I may be unconscious on the ground, but I can still summon some hammers.
Prepare yourselves. More trouble is on the way.
Carries, no! Oh. More intelligent game developer slash game designer person could do a good essay on why MMOs are incredibly easy to play at the most basic story level difficulty. Like, I'm gonna admit freely, I've not read any of my abilities. Right? I don't know what they do. I don't care. I also don't need to know. Let's not assume it's just because I'm good at the game. That's ridiculous. I just know enough to generally understand combo fields and what the symbols mean, and that's it. And we're doing okay in these. I'm not exactly very carefully pulling enemies. I'm going ham whenever I find them. Also, I haven't upgraded our armor in a bit of time. But we can't, like, there's this gap. We can't take the skills I've learned here into
Yes, they're all dead. Well,
PvP.
really dead this time.
Can't take them into endgame raids, even if we were level 80. I need to know all of my abilities, and all of my abilities for every weapon I can use, right? So when to use them best. How do you move past that gap? If the whole story
very well, Warden
allows you to get through without worrying about it.
Now, what can you tell me about Tegwin?
She's my very good friend and my mentor. She was teaching me how to be a good warden, but now she's missing, and I'm all alone.
Calm down, young one. When did you last see her?
5 nights ago, when a storm hit the village, we were at the watch post. Tegwin spotted something flashing like bright starlight down on the beach. She went to investigate the next morning, as soon as the storm ended. Tegwin was gone before I woke up. She never returned. I searched and searched, but there was no sign of her. I know she's not dead. If she'd been killed, I would have found her remains.
That's true if she was attacked by undead, but what about Crate? They occasionally take captives. Are there any in this area?
Crate? Oh, pollen powder. I hadn't thought of that. I was concentrating on the Risen.
You're right. There are Crate to the south on Cratebane Island. I bet those cold-hearted snakes kidnapped her.
I'll remind you that
Leave
you
behind a
woke up
wall of
about
seed
2 days
plants
ago.
to guard the village, and meet me at Cratebane Island. We'll find Tegwin.
Hey, remember how I mentioned my hot friends that got me back into playing Guild Wars? Well, looks like they're online, baby. Congrats! Alright, let's get out of here. Found him! That's a Friday night celebration for you. Oh shit! The high like a fuck. Let's go help him out. Oh god. Actually, the high like a fucking over our people.
I feel furious!
Look, I don't know why you're here, but my guide here says that I need to deal with you, so we're going to. Okay? Sorry, big frogs. 29. I gotta add these people to my friends list. They're finally in light. I found him! Do I have any non-hot friends? I have friends that I'm not personally attracted to, but I'm sure they're very attractive. And I have lots of friends who are like, I would rather you not call me hot and hit on me in that way. So, like, yeah. But it's not because they're not attractive. I also think it's particularly funny to call them out as that's the reason why I got back into an MMO I stopped playing like 3 years ago. Personal story. Yeah, see, this is open world, so we can just pull out our mounts, baby. We got mount time. And bait frames. Ta-da! Oh, see that? Save the world. Literally no one can stop Hubert when he's here to save the world. You know, if they're... Oh, big. Great champion of the Suns? Okay, cool. Let's try and beat up a champion. Uh-huh. Okay. He's gonna kill us. We're going to die. Ah, yes. You can make a bleak, self-effacing joke if you'd like. You're certainly welcome to. I'm not gonna... it's worth examining the motive behind it. Do you want many people to be like, no, that's not the case? And if so, tell yourself. That's important too. Not in a no one will tell you. Oh, fuck you. The bastard turned me into a mower. Alright, well let's, screech. I think there's... Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, yeah? Dodge. Face me is another form. You're a jerk, man. I gotta tell you that. Just gonna... 10 seconds? Great. There's no standard, tank healer DPS dichotomy. I think it's like mitigation DPS and, something. But like... I still held aggro on that bastard even though I was running away for quite some time. I don't really know why. No, don't do it again. Okay, now we're a crab. We always knew this was gonna happen. It doesn't take long until I get turned into a crab. This is every time. Alright, Scuttle Wars 2, let's go. Claw, lunge, dodge, plant grab. How much longer? 17 seconds. I can't heal in crab form. Okay, we have powerful friends on the outside. Oh, thank fuck, let's go. Yes! Swap, we need additional heal. Yep. Yes, we hit his break bar. He's now stunned and taking additional damage. Let's go. Alright, we're no longer a crab. We are a fire-breathing salamander. Get him, get him, get him, get him. Yes. Yeah, there's this thing in MMOs, especially about the your rotation, the things you do to make the most amount of damage, the most efficient way to deal damage over time, in raids and whatnot. Hilariously, like, rarely if ever are fights in MMOs like that. It's not going to be a tank and spank or DPS race or a gear check where it's just do as much damage as you can, flat arena, fight this dude. And like, good? Those are boring.
You've proven your worth. The sun truly shines through you.
And like...
You may not be one of us in body, but in spirit you are clearly of the Highlands.
And so this here, it was a champion, it's a map event, so like, it happens. Not that frequently, but this is supposed to be something of relative importance, right? You want the fights to be interesting in some way, so... We got turned into tiny animals, did we not? And so I'm glad that the fights are different. Fucking hell. Looking at the dungeons, they were bad. Can't get a group solution. Well, I mean, if they're not enjoyable to play, why would you do it, right? Some people argue that every now and then you can have one very cool tank and spank fight where you got to move a little bit, you do a bit of healing, and they do some group damage, and everyone is challenged in their most standard ways. Final Fantasy XIV, some of the fights are like that, but even from the end of the first core level, you're doing hard stuff. Complicated things. The game itself gets more complicated the further you go on. And so, you end up a better MMO player just by doing it. We'll get there. Alright, now, gives them an offer. They're like, hey, do you want to do this guy's personal story? And like, you can't do that in Final Fantasy XIV. The engine was just built so long ago. They were like, it's a bit hard. Pull people into individual instances. Now, Ubit's going to be like, oh, look at that little sand shark. How much show love to this little guy? Anyway, Ubit's going to be the center of the conversation, but they can still be here with me, and this works for the whole story.
And hey, are you listening?
All of it. You can play with up to 5 people. That's so good, right? It's an MMO. You're supposed to be playing with other people. I mostly play solo. Yeah, fair enough, man. That's okay. But I gotta tell you, it's a big, open, boring world if you don't have people to hang out with. That's why one of the first things I did was
rushing off like that could have gotten
join
you
a
captured
guild.
or killed.
I was waiting for my hot friends, and I was like, but Cozy Dragons, they like had a good post on r/Guild Wars.
Those eels will pay for harming Tegwin.
So,
all right, loose cannon.
I joined them, and they're good people.
I see some crate spies over there. If Tegwin's their captive, they'll be holding her in one of those. Come on, let's go get her back. Together.
Let's go.
These crate have no idea.
I'll follow.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry.
Hey, we haven't done this yet, but there's a whole other underwater combat section. You get a whole different weapon, you get a whole different set of abilities. You now have 3 dimensions to look at. Some of your abilities like raise enemies up so they float away from you. And rangers get pets, the different underwater pets, and that's why Jackie Pup, on the character Jackie Pup, gets a shark. It's kind of fun. It is. And like, I'm taking glee in the fact that there are 3 of us in this instance. It is designed for 1 person. They do up the power and toughness, probably, of the mobs. So, it's not a face roll, but there's joy in doing things with other players, even when it's meant for 1 person. Wasn't I saying earlier about how much easier the story-based game is to even open world content? Heart of Thorns, the open world areas were they wrecked people. It was a shock about how much just damage you get just trying to wander around the maps. They were kind of encouraging you to play with other people. Hey look, we got a daily for killing Crate. I'm currently talking. No, we better turn off our hammers. So, we're given a circle. We need to find the captives. The exploration is enjoyable. You don't want to have answers to everything. Oh, look, there's Tegwin. We found him. Crate are one of the strict enemy factions / races. There were. It sounds mean, but there are no good Crate. And I don't like that from a racial standpoint. That sucks. Having someone that's oh, every time they turn up, they're going to be doing evil shit. Funny as hell. Love that. It means that if you have a story that involves Crate, you're I know what we're going to be doing. Beating up these evil fish folk.
My massive intellect must be preserved.
God, that was good. Hey guys. And it's good.
Tegwin, are you alright? Thank the Mother Tree, I was so worried.
Please hug your favorite tree, lesbians.
Is this the celery stalk you keep babbling about, Tegwin? Well, spank me and call me apprentice.
And
Looks like your
Asura,
salad days aren't over
as I mentioned
after
earlier.
all.
Karis, what are you doing here? Why have you left your post? You have a duty to protect Anwin. One of us must be there.
This cutscene plays for
Alchemy,
everyone.
Stop being a warden for 10
You can
seconds
individually
and just
skip
thank
it, so
him,
the
you
others are
wilting
probably just
shrub.
derping about.
Please don't be mad. I had to find you. I had to. I just couldn't think of anything clever. Then the Valiant came and did amazing things, and here we are.
Oh, Karis, you may not be a genius, but you have such a good heart. Thank you for not giving up on me.
Some of us are still in cells here. It's been really great waiting to be a Crate snack, but my toes are shriveling, and I'd like to go home.
Of course. My regrettable Asura companion is
Regrettable?
correct.
Don't be mean.
We must free
That's
all the
sweet.
prisoners, even the annoying ones. There's a Crate jailer out there in the water. He'll have the keys to open these cages.
Now we go underwater
Don't
to kill him.
worry, we'll find him. Everyone gets out of here alive. Well, everyone except the Crate.
Alright, so what do my friends say? Well, about the frustrations of these instances. Yeah, exactly. An elementalist. Yeah, it was a side 10 mission right at the end of the personal story that is rough as an elementalist. Especially a full berserk elementalist where I have 0 defenses and 0 health, additional. My whole goal is just, I'm gonna kill them before they kill me. I hope this works. Sometimes it works. But I'm attracted to glass cannon classes and builds because you may have noticed I'm impatient when I'm playing games. A lot of the time when I'm supposed to be stealthing or something or being careful, I'm running through and reloading if it doesn't work. This is no longer a road because you're in 3 dimensions. It's instead a sphere around you. They don't pretend underwater combat is perfect. They want you, and they have done a lot of balance for it. There's this thing that's been going on for many years since WoW came out, where people online would throw shade at other players who use full grammar and spelling when they're playing. Sometimes because it's pretentious, sometimes because, like, they don't know why it takes longer, especially in combat.
I
Like, what are
hate
you
pages
doing?
almost as much as I hate logic problems.
May the sun bless you. I am free.
But unfortunately, it's just a habit now and I can't stop doing it. Right. Let's go.
Are escaping. Stop them.
Yeah.
Cripple them if you need to.
I'll create evil? They almost universally take slaves, but never create slaves. So, like, I'm going with yeah, slavery's bad. There should be some nuances characterizations. Yes, that is true, there should be. But while there isn't, I'm going to have a lot of fun killing slavers. We love killing slavers! That's good fun. Might as well be a Professor Jimbles promise.
I'm so glad you're safe, Tegwin. I was lost without you.
Yeah, it was pillars.
I knew how to
Ran
find
into
north,
some slavers and we
but
killed them
still
without thinking.
lost.
Just, it was
I'm
worth
very
it.
proud of you. You kept the beach clear and you rescued me. Valiant, how did you happen to be in Anwin?
Traherne sent me. He hadn't heard from you since the letter you wrote during the storm, where you mentioned an Orion artifact.
My mentor. I'm fortunate he was able to send you.
Yeah, agreed,
He's taught me
Mako.
so much about defeating the creatures of all. I wanted to get the artifact and send it to him for his research. It was a beautiful silver mirror, just radiant, covered in the designs of ancient ore. I saw it from my window during the storm, but the rains were too heavy to go out.
So,
When I went to search
Traherne
the
is
beach the next
important
morning, I was
to the
attacked by
Zaitan
Crate.
arc.
Hey,
As a
I was
Sylvari,
captured
we
during
meet him
that
much
storm.
earlier than the
I was
others.
checking the squid traps near my lab.
Other races.
You know, I think I heard those rats chittering about a slab of hard water. Might be your mirror. I figure I owe you one for the rescue. Those squid have a scratch near Zinder Slope. If you want, I'll show you where they live.
Oh, can we? I've never seen a squid house, and that way we could still get them in.
I'm not kidding.
Tegwin?
Those two,
Well, Anwin's
Tegwin and
protected
Sarah,
by the sea
they're
plants,
absolutely
and it
dating and
is for a good
lovers.
cause.
It's confirmed later.
All right. Valiant, I'd like you with us. Shall we meet at Zinder Slope?
I'll see you there.
10 years ago, like, it was a bit of a minor thing, statement to have some explicitly queer characters in your game, but I'm glad they did it. Good job. Now, as the instance ended, it'll kick the two of them out. You'll notice they're still letting in, and here they are. Now, it is break time. Roughly 15 minutes. Feel free to come along. It was really nice. Yeah. I don't have... Okay, everybody, it's break time. We're gonna go stretch. We'll see you soon. I'm gonna make another drink. Hey, sup? We're back. You may have seen me complain a bit for a second there because we lost connection. I'm not sure why. It seems to happen roughly 8:30ish every time. It sucks. I could complain in my ISP, but who knows what they'll say, right? I don't know how to feel about this so far. It's really dark red, very beautiful drink, right? Kind of ruby colored. I'm gonna guess what it is. You'll never get it. So I'll just tell you. It is in fact a Rob Roy with a small amount of grenadine in it. Because I took a sip of the Rob Roy and it's like, oh, my red vermouth is aged. A Rob Roy is a Manhattan, but with a scotch instead of a bourbon. And, like, bourbon is a sweeter spirit at the best of times, so I needed to add something. Why not add a little bit of grenadine? Because grenadine makes it taste a lot like pomegranate. Oh yeah, you can't fight on the shore at the top of water. It's underwater or on land. Your choice, buddy. Oh, no rush, guys. Stealing your... Stealing for entertainment, too. My viewers are watching my hot friends play their mains. While Hubert the Light Warden is just fucking about, right? While Jimbles gets progressively drunker on the street. But hey, I promised personal story. You're gonna get personal story. Yeah, what was I saying about... Like, I've got a little bit more time now that I'm not actively typing. So, like, I've got this opinion about MMOs. And it's not they're all shit, so hold on to your butts for that one. Like,
Calls for celebration.
I am a mostly solo player, I swear. I log in, I do my own thing, I figure out what I want to do, and I take care of it, right? But I recognize the importance of having some people to play with online when you're playing an MMO. They are, even if they are very solo friendly. Like, shit. Downstate. Even if they are very solo friendly, like, they want you to be with other people. Even in your personal story, right?
I'm okay.
So, like, even if you are a primarily solo player, grab some people. It's hard, though. It's so hard to go, open myself up. Meet new people on the internet? Are you fucking crazy? There are internet people on the internet, right? But it's worth it. Last night, I had some scheduled Solasta time with Emma. With lovely Emma Stitches. Solasta is a beautiful 5th ed game. We're playing through the story from the most recent DLC and expansion. And I went, oh, I've got a few minutes beforehand. Dunsky Hero Point. I've got a bit, like, of time. I'll help you with this thing. Because the guildmate just said, hey, does anyone got any spare time? I want to do this dungeon. And I was anxious about it. A dungeon? Are you kidding me? I haven't been an organized concept in Guild Wars, content in Guild Wars for years. Are you kidding me? Oh, alright, I'll give it a try. We fucking face rolled it, man. Doesn't matter if I was using a new elementalist weapon. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. We rocked it. It was great. We're in and out in 10 minutes. We had to do it a few more times and I wasn't able to join him, but like, it was a great time. Just being open to having a chat channel where I could say to someone, yeah, of course, I'll come help. I'm new. We'll give it a try. I'm anxious about it. Kind of reminded me why it's so good and why it's worth doing. There was the fun. The fun wasn't in the mechanical challenge of completing the dungeon. I'd done it before and wasn't even that hard. The fun was just being around where other people wanted assistance. And even if your game is mostly soloable, and I'm looking at Final Fantasy XIV with all the effort they put into like NPCs joining you in the dungeons, and like level 15 or so, you'd go to Sastasha, and the game is just like, all right, get a dungeon, get a random dungeon, crew. Good luck. I hope it's enjoyable. And so many of my friends are like, oh my god, what? It forces you into group play? Like, yeah, man, it does. And honestly, I think that's a good thing. Holy shit, look at that greatsword. That's a good thing. I'm coming out and I'm saying... Jimbles comes out, world shocked. I'm putting it on record. That's a good thing. I want MMOs. Not every game should have multiplayer. I want the MMOs to be like, alright, play with some other people now. Come on. Here you go. And they should have robust blocking, filtering, group matching services. They should have content warnings and the ability to filter out the people that make your play worse. You know, those things are mandatory. But, dude, your massive multiplayer online RPG should encourage you to play with other people, because sometimes it's really fun, man. The amount of people I've heard who have met their long-term partners through online games, that just doesn't happen unless, one, you got a reason to play with other people, and two, you open yourself up to doing that sort of thing, right? Look at that great sword on Sabrina Kit. Gorgeous. And I don't know, it doesn't feel like a very out there a hard position to take, right? But yeah, welcome back, Maker. But I think it's worth doing, and that's why I joined a guild very quickly when I went back into Guild Wars, just to have the opportunity to chat to some more people. I verified it. I didn't seek an Australian guild. Most of them are offline right now. Oh, hey, what is that? Jungle Troll Chieftain? Yeah, let's take him. So what we're doing now is something very stupid. We've pulled a very large group. Oh, look at that. Inosuke did a very good job trying to get them away from us. And I went and pulled all of them because I'm insane. Playing effectively is for chumps. Okay.
Good riddance. I'm glad that filthy beast is finally dead.
Calm down.
Anyway. Ooh, here we go. So, Willow, Guild Wars 2 is the Mystic Quest of RPGs. Do you mean Raven's Banquet Mystic Quest, the surprisingly good TV show?
Seize the moment.
It's a good show. Make the Nightmare Court feel unwelcome. Alright, sure. Where? Search for them. Okay. I'll find them, don't you worry. What is that? Their waypoints. Okay, that's good. There it is. No, we're not gonna get any hearts, mate. Oh. What class Vindicator? I have literally no idea. Oh, yeah. Okay, you ready? Turtle Siege? Mythic Quest, my apologies. Oh. Feel the wrath of Cancer, Nightmare Court. Oh, God. So these two told me about a story of... Yeah, right, Willow? It's so good. It told me about the story of when... Oh, wow, you can fire real fast with that. Okay.
I prefer to break them quickly. One chopper's revelation is better than ours,
Okay, so there was a thing in Heart of Thorns, we're stuck in Heart of Thorns, where there's a whole bunch of mobs called pocket raptors. And pocket raptors appeared out of a bush and wrecked you real fast. They dealt a lot of small amounts of damage, so like multiple times, which was very hard to resist, even on tanky classes. Elementalists, fucked. Right, gotta tell you. So, they told me this story that when the Siege Turtle was first released, someone immediately went to some Heart of Thorns maps and just stomped him. They did what we're doing now. But at high speeds. Oh no, shit. Or turtle. And just had a lot of fun blowing up a bunch of pocket raptors. And honestly, don't blame him. Excellent idea.
And let all those who play
Hey buddy, who are you talking to?
Don't let them
Aha!
befoul this tree.
So that's often what's happening. The mob is spawned to be part of an event that will happen in a moment. You know?
Safe from harm.
So this part is mostly ridiculous bullshit, right? Because there are people who likely have full map completion, I certainly do, and one new character, we're just running around derping about, having a good time. I would like a more in-touch game dev person to tell me like the design philosophy behind all open world content being the lowest common denominator. Jimbles, mostly drunk now. Just like fucking about.
blood and suffering will feed its roots and bend it to our purpose.
Because I think it's a good thing. It's a very good idea to have that designed in your game so that running around you're unlikely to run into trouble unless you're looking for it. That's good.
Use it with pain. Bend it to
But
our
also,
Darkness and doubts, shadows and sacrifice. Bitter fruit for all of us to taste.
oh. Okay, so they successfully got it. Marvel the dog just woke up. Good little sausage. I love seeing the two of them on the same mount, running around, causing trouble. There's going to be some decent design philosophy that is specifically about, like, most of the open world is going to be available to everyone. You don't have to be working full hard unless you don't have to be working hard unless you're looking for trouble. And you make that opt-in content progressively harder. I'm thinking about it in the terms of Final Fantasy XIV, where even the open world at the very end of the last expansion, super easy. But the dungeons, even stuff you're expected to do as part of the story, gets more and more complicated and difficult just to play. So, if you're face rolling through the first dungeon, you need to learn tactics by the time you're in the last dungeon. That's good! But you don't need to learn tactics to do open world stuff. So there is a limit. They are expecting you to learn at some point, but not all of it. That map heals when you fly past.
You haven't won yet. Hounds, kill them.
I feel furious.
Whoop! Wait for it. Okay.
Nightmare Court may be gone, but their corruption lingers. Gardeners, let us cleanse the terrible.
That's good. I love listening to the Nightmare Court be hilarious Saturday morning cartoon villains. I love hearing the Sylvari be weirdly and hopelessly idealistic about the world. Like, they appeal to me as a characterization of a race really well. Oh, some special Sylvari have a quest right as soon as they wake up? They're quested? Oh, wow. Like, that's cute. That's adorable. Boy, he got it just in time. I was going to hit cancel and wait for him. Because if they don't accept, it just sends the people who said yes. Yeah, the Skrit are great.
Running! Keep running!
You, rat, give us the mirror you picked up on the beach.
Mirror? Kispik doesn't know mirror. What is?
Big, rectangular, silver. You can see your reflection in it. Have you seen it?
Wait. Maybe? Yes! Follow!
Do not forget, gather all the things.
Do we have enough of the mini? Let's take a look through my minis, huh? Lag. Cool.
Is mirror?
No, Kispik. That's a statue.
Probably stolen, too. It's not as if the Skrit are sculptors.
Not stole. Found. Follow me. Maybe mirror is over there.
Good one. Very cool pet. I got a chicken right now. Skrit are fascinating races. I think they're really good. They have distributed intelligence. The more Skrit there are in an area, the smarter each of them are. They're not a hive mind. They have distributed intelligence, and it's really funny.
Is mirror, maybe?
Those were golems, you gibbering ball of fur. Now they're just junk.
No, Kispik, that's not the mirror either. It's silver and shiny.
Follow. We go deeper.
Also, look at their mastery levels. That's 356 and 376.
There. Now we go.
Compared to my 254. I'm being babied. Little Jimbles been looked after by some other people.
Now I can remember. Here. This is the mirror you were looking for?
Yes, that's the mirror. Can we have it?
We can offer it in trade. If you fix these golems, the Skrit will give you the mirror. We want the golems to defend our home against the fire creatures. Is it a deal?
Hell yeah, it's a deal. Kispik, I'm on your side, buddy. Let's go. Let's do this.
Strange. It sounded like Kispik suddenly became smarter.
I am giving up the
Such
ghost.
a thing even possible?
More than possible. That's how Skrit operate. When they're alone, they're dumb as an electrocuted rock. Get a few together, and their intellect improves.
Oh, wow. I wish Sylvari got smarter like that.
Everyone does.
Me too, Fluffwit. Especially right about now.
Are you sure you can repair these golems, Lara?
Because there are
They look
3 of
like
us
a total
nearby.
mess to me.
Of course I can. But listen, I don't see why I should waste my time to save a horde of shiftless scavengers. We're better off if the destroyers wipe out these thieving Skrit.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
Don't be mean.
First we see if we can even fix the golems, and then we figure out what to do with them.
Fine. Get out of my way, you soft-hearted artichoke. This'll be a snap. Search this squalid pit for the golem parts. Maybe I can make something out of them.
Part-carrying Skrit. Oh look, it's Lara.
Got something?
Relax, I just need that bauble to fight the destroyers. For true? Okay, is yours. You fix golems, yes? Make me and Asura fix. I will, and thank you. Don't get excited. Alright. Okay, well, I've still got the bundle, so I'm just gonna have to drop it. Yeah. That should do. Alright. Maybe not. So...
You bring me something?
It looks like you've got something. Okay. One of the things that's really obvious about MMOs and other video games is that how nearly everything will end in combat, even if it shouldn't, or it feels like it shouldn't. Like, here we are, we've got an adventure. We're helping Skrit build something. But there will be a fight in this instance. We are going to have to kill someone or something. Every time. This will be a problem. Ooh, Golem Arm. In your D&D games. I assure you, they will, well, tabletop games, they will expect combat.
A quasi-phasic reactor. This'll do nicely. These golems are barely functional. We'll be lucky if they don't tip over, explode, or tip over and explode.
What are the emotes, man? Like...
Huh. I haven't seen a working Arco-Magic U-Drive in years.
No slash pat? No slash hug? I'm devastated. How do I express my enthusiastic appreciation? Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, your players will expect combat, and video games do it all the time. They're like, you will fight something in this session almost every time. And if you watch any, you don't even need to do it yourself. If you watch any actual plays, especially Crit Roll, you'll notice how much combat drags down the narrative all the time. Okay, well, now we're fighting for another 2 hours of this 4-hour episode.
That's it. A crystal core.
It's
That's
rough.
The last thing we needed.
I don't have a solution either, except fight less. But a lot of role-playing games are built around the idea of you fighting all the time. Nearly all of the benefits you get from classes in D&D are about fighting.
There we go. This golem's functional. Now then, shall I set its weapons for deep fat fry and point it at those annoying rats?
No.
Lara, imagine you were back in the crate cage waiting to be eaten. It's the same here. We must protect the weak from the merciless.
Beautiful. A whole race that's nearly hopelessly idealistic. Of course I love them. Operational power levels on overload. Please specify energy shunt, might, protection, fury. Let's go with might. Command confirmed. Shunting excess power to munitions overload. Okay then, well, now go and find and eliminate any destroyers in the area.
Searching for destroyers.
Here we are, we're fighting. This one's slightly more elegant in inclusion, but I gotta tell you, every time you enter an instance in an MMO, you're gonna fight something. Well, Final Fantasy XIV actually defeats that every now and then. There was a long stretch of non-fighting. You do fetch quests at the end of A Realm Reborn, and people fucking hated it. So, I don't blame them. But also, the mechanics of this MMO is, and nearly every MMO, are built around fighting. Some notable exceptions, which I encourage you to check out if you have some spare time and a little bit of spare money, is The Secret World. That's an MMO that has less fighting, much less fighting, and it does it in a very inventive way. There are exploration quests that are quite a bit about problem solving and puzzle building. They are often very visual, so you'll have to print them out, but they make for excellent puzzles in your tabletop games. Check out The Secret World!
Nicely done.
Plus I get to use pistols in an MMO. That's fun too. Modern. Love puzzles? Oof, I don't know about that. I think it's very funny when they appear, and then I solve them expertly because I'm a genius. Puzzles for tabletop RPGs are a thing, but oftentimes they're maligned by some players because at some point the GMs just decided for this thing you were not allowed to use your character's stats, right? You need to solve it as a person. That can be frustrating, especially for people who have anxiety.
It's magnificent. Look at the detailing on the silver frame. There's something moving inside the mirror.
Building a puzzle that has 20 or 30 additional hints so that a player who rolls really high gets a hint to solve it.
That landscape,
Makes it even more complicated. It's worth it though. You can buy pre-made puzzles that are expertly written like that. Oh no! Where did our friend go? That's a good way to do it, Willow. Absolutely.
Where did Tegwin go?
You can also have an NPC who's already
brambles.
solved it.
Did
You
the
can
crate
ask them
take
for
her
assistance.
Again? Valiant, help!
The crate are nowhere near us, you yammering salad. That mirror must be cursed. Tegwin looked into it and vanished.
That's definitely not good. Even if I knew how to undo a curse, this mirror's Orion. It's far more powerful than I can handle.
We have to take it to Traherne. He's studied ore since the early days of the Sylvari. He'll know how to help Tegwin.
Yeah.
I was studying forced material transference long before that walking fern fell off the tree. Come to my lab instead. I'll locate your missing green bean and have her back here in no time.
You're very clever, Lara, but Traherne's a firstborn. What do we do? Valiant, you decide.
Oh. Oh, this is terrible. What should we do? Find Traherne? He'll yell at us. Or maybe Lara's idea has merit. I don't know. Valiant, what say you? Lara's right here volunteering to help. We could take her up on that. Lara's clever and knows a lot about magic. But how much does she know about ore? Oh, you, but I don't know what to do. Our other option is to take the mirror to Traherne. Nobody knows more about ore than Traherne, but he'll be angry that we activated the mirror. Maybe we should fix the situation before we talk to him? No, Traherne can definitely help. Let's take it to him. We got more stuff that I'm not going to use. I'm going to immediately put it into the grinder because we don't need stats that much yet. Okay. Oh, well, we're on the stringer. Okay, keep going. Oh, jeez, look at that. Unseen Hunter. Immune to conditions. How do they make their money? Guild Wars? Well, their expansions are full price. Like, I spent $60-ish on 2 expansions. Oh, yeah, this guy's a fuck. That's right. I forgot. These guys come up later in the story, but they're absolutely horrifying.
This hunt is over.
How do they make their money? Well, like, I'll show you. Boy, have you heard of buying things? Do you want to buy a mini dog? Mini dog! How about this guy? How about light armor? Would you like that? You too can be cyberpunk. What's that? Do you like gambling? Here, buy 25 keys for a lot of money. And like, strictly? I don't know. You are encouraged and welcome. Cash up. Yeah, like... very rarely will they give you something that... or sell something that's actually going to make you better at the game, right? Oh, sax bomb. Yeah, alright. That's good, Mako. And a lot of them are skins, right? You saw that I could change the skin of my armor, or a whole bunch of minis, or a whole bunch of mount skins and that sort of thing. Like, it's not the most ethical, but it is probably better than...
Of course I know they're poisonous.
I don't know.
That's the point.
Wait. Like, I recognize that the subscription fee for Final Fantasy XIV stops you from, like, spending... like, requiring a whole bunch of things happening to make the cash shop necessary. But Final Fantasy XIV also sells things in their skin shop all the time, right?
I've seen much, but never such amazing things as what I saw in the mist.
And so, when it comes to monetization, I don't know what's the most ethical solution. Most of the time I fall upon the lines of, well, man, making money is a shitty game anyway, no matter what you're doing. I like the fact that I got a chicken for free. What more can I do, right?
Tegwin, I can see her in the mirror. Tegwin, can you hear me? Hold on.
Valiant, you're just in time. Karis told us what happened. I've been studying the mirror, but the magic is beyond me. If we are to rescue Tegwin, we will need the Pale Tree's help.
Please help me, Mother. Tegwin is my friend. I'm lost without her. She taught me how to be a warden. She taught me everything. I know that I'm not very smart, but she's always been good to me. I can't let her be trapped forever in such a horrible place.
Power and balance cancelled.
My best friend is in terrible danger. I wish she was back in the crate cage.
Have courage, my child. The mirror's magic is not unknown to me. Tegwin is still alive, though she is very far away.
Don't lose hope, Karis. Tegwin needs us to be brave.
Well said. Hope is more powerful than any weapon. It is a light in the darkness, a star to lead us home. To rescue her, you must step through the mirror into Ore and find Tegwin there. Traherne and I will keep the portal open so that you may return. Hurry, Valiant. If Zaitan's servants discover the portal, they could use it to enter the grove. I cannot allow that.
I understand, Mother. We will be swift.
So they're playing...
So much darkness. So much evil. How long can Tyria survive with this blight upon her soul? The mirror's enchantment is powerful. Be brave, my children. I am with you.
Go. I'll stay and defend this side of the portal. Should any of the Risen
Thanks,
try to
Kate.
enter the grove, they will meet my blades.
So, they're playing an instrumental Fear Not this night. It's like the core game's theme song, but it's heavily tied to the Sylvari. I feel like I've mentioned it a couple of times, especially earlier in the streams. I just put a link into chat. If you're watching it on Twitch as a VOD, just give it a click. You can listen to it. It's fantastic. If you're watching us on YouTube, and shout out to my friends watching us via YouTube maybe a week or two in the past. Hello. You're going to have to copy it out. I'm so sorry. It's a YouTube link, but you need to type. It's horrible. You can also search Fear Not This Night Official, and you'll get that one.
We've got to find Tegwin. Please, Pale Tree, let her be safe.
Fuck off. Alright, let's go. Locate Tegwin. And this is...
So this is all?
a map of
It's
all.
so dead. I've never seen anything so dead. Is that a giant sea urchin? A giant undead sea urchin? Is nothing sacred?
Or is the endgame for the original...
This place is horrible.
The original release. Like, you come here, it is this bad. Like, not quite as dangerous as the Heart of Thorns maps, but like, whew, the world wanted you dead, baby. Lots of enemies, lots of very tough enemies. You gotta fight your way through a lot of it. Most of them are like a whole map meta event where it goes from one section of the map to the end, and you can break into the next section of the map. It's really cool. If you like, it's an MMO, so it's hard to like manage, but if you luck into a map that's like the beginning of the march into Ore, you can go all the way to the other side. The demon was not pleased that we got rid of him, huh? Oh, required level 80. Oh, shit. Okay. I guess I gotta eat the dragon roll. Oh. We're about to run out of space, so we'll use my shared inventory slots to just... Hey, there's Tegwin! Can't wait till she gets into another ridiculous adventure and we have to save her. I honestly can't. There's space in this world, especially adventure games, to have someone who needs to be saved all the time. That's not a problem.
Live well.
This is the time where I wish I could have /hug to tell Tegwin it's all gonna be okay.
I thought we'd never find you. I thought Zaitan was going to chew you up and eat you.
Karis, you came after me. Again. Did you touch the mirror too? What were you thinking? At least I knew you were safe in the Caledon Forest. Now we're all trapped here.
Aside from all the
We're
events
not
that keep
trapped.
happening around there.
Traherne and the Pale Tree are keeping the mirror's portal open, but there isn't much time. If we hurry, we can escape Ore and arrive safely in the grove.
You're not kidding? We can go home. Thank the mother. Karis, you crazy brave girl, stay close to me. War is not the kind of place that tolerates mistakes. Swiftly, Valiant. Lead the way.
Yeah, we are in an instance version of Ore. We don't have to fight the high level Inosuke's having a very good time with those enemies out there. Dude's gone nuts killing undead. We love him. Yeah, okay. Can you see the title on Sabrina Kit that says been there, done that? That means that that player on one character has completed everything in the core world. Probably knowing that player. Don't want to give out pronouns if I can avoid it. Probably everything in every expansion as well. Like the map exploration. I'm so proud. That's really impressive. It was like an active decision to go, yeah, I can do this. I will do this. To go complete map completion. It's a big fucking world. Hilariously, infinitely harder to do on FF14 because, like, it doesn't keep tracks. So are there no quests in the area? You're done, that's it. Here, at least there's a... can't show on this map. But it wants you to think about how much of the map you've completed. I like that it gives you a title. I also like that I can say that I definitely did that. I wanted to. Candacia has seen everything. And up to Path of Fire had completed everything as well. We did full map completion on the Living Story maps that released as well.
I don't think they watered this place very well.
They did, Karis.
Okay, that's a joke that you may only get if you know the lore, so I'm happy to explain it. Carius is like, I don't think they watered this place very well. The ruler of Ore sunk the whole place underwater because he was losing a war. So he just went, fuck it. Bloop. When Zaitan rose up from the ocean, they pulled ore from the bottom of the ocean. And that's why there's so many barnacles, undead water creatures. There's so many drowned dead in ore because a monarch killed everyone.
There. I see the Valiant. I think I can make out Tegwin and Karis too.
Have courage, my children. You are almost home.
Don't trust monarchs. Monarchs. Even if they're butterflies. They never expect the butterfly. We can actually go to the point in which he cast that ritual in the world map. And you don't actually know what it is until you research it or look it up, and that's pretty interesting.
And we shall all be safe once more.
At least that's how I feel about it.
Thank you, Mother. I speak for us all when I say we're glad to be home.
That place was foul, cold and hopeless, like a murdered soul. I can feel its chill in my spirit.
Be at peace, my daughter. You're safe now, and soon the warmth of the grove will cheer you.
Stay near the pale tree for a while, little sister. In time, your spirit will heal again. Trust me, I know this well.
The dragon's corruption is a blight that sickens the heart. If we do not stop Zaitan, the entire world will wither and die.
I understand what you mean now, Mother. We cannot allow the dragons to exist, even if it costs us our lives.
So, Willow, you've got a decent point there, and it actually ties again into tabletop role-playing systems, so I'd like to talk about it a little further after this
you now understand
dialogue.
Our greatest weapon against them. Hope.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mother Tree. I will think on this.
Incredibly idealistic
When you need me
races. I
again,
love them.
I will be ready.
Come, you've been through too much. Let us return to Anwin.
I don't know if I can face the undead.
Fuck, that's great. Holy shit.
Then I'll hold the beach while you find your footing.
And when did you become such a fierce warden?
You taught me well.
Okay, so we're at level 24. We need to get to level 30 to do more personal story. So, like, let's go do that.
What was your least favorite place?
Holbrack, a city of Norway. It's covered in ice. It's such a nice to be so cold all the time.
The firstborn have asked me to rush you.
Really, I have golden horns from Lion's Arch. The market there is incredible.
Now, what was I saying? Yeah. So, with the question of what will they do for Guild Wars 3, decent question. Very interesting. It comes to the idea of when do you shift to another, like, mechanism? Why would you change? What more do you need? It's a technical question, i.e., what game engine do I need to achieve what I want to do with this?
Fate has brought us together.
But also, I want you to ask that question when you feel like you want to move to a different role-playing game system. If someone says, I think I want to do XYZ, you're presented with the idea of, okay, well, how best do I achieve that? What do I need to get that done? And weirdly enough, I feel like we don't often come from that attitude when... Oh, we want that. Yeah, cool. We don't often come from that attitude when we're, like, trying to figure out what game we want to play. We're like, oh, I feel like D&D instead. But why do you want D&D? What does it do for you? What reasons are you going for it? Like, it's complicated, and it's curious. Oh, we can't?
I'm delighted to see you.
Like a great elm, I grow stronger over the years.
And so, if they were planning Guild Wars 3, if they were planning a sequel, I'd want them to ask the questions, what do we want to do differently? In what areas do we feel like we can't do what we want to do? And how do we make that happen? And honestly, that's how I'd want you to think about switching your game from Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition to whatever. What sort of game do we want to do that isn't supported by the system? And a lot of the time, you'll think, oh, I want to be like... I'd like to be a trader? I want to run an inn. I want my character to run an inn. And honestly, I think that's fine, too. That's a common thing. It's a common feeling. Like, my D&D character, I'm going to buy a tavern. We're going to run it. D&D doesn't support that particularly well. How can we do that in a way that does support it? Pick a different system. And weirdly enough, I don't have one off the top of my head. Usually I do. Feel perhaps a little ill-prepared for whatever reason. I'm sure I'll come up with it soon. I'll post it to Twitter and be like, oh, fuck, this one. Because sometimes you need a change. A change is often a good way to stave off burnout. I'm not going to say as good as a holiday, that's bullshit, but it's a good way to stave off.
Safe from harm.
It's a good way to stave off burnout. To like have a moment and go, oh, I feel like I've learned everything I can from this system. I want to be challenged in a new way. You try something different. It's not the same as getting rest. Can be very good. And so when you're considering starting a different system or different game engine, and that's the reason why this topic was brought up, focus on the things you want to achieve, or why you can't achieve them, or what you're currently doing, and what needs to change about it. And then I guess you begin a research phase. Hilariously, this is very similar to what Lovely Girlfriend said. I don't want to give her full name out, but pet name, I call her Princess, and I think it's just a beautiful little nickname, because I don't know, this works.
I feel furious!
Try and have a problem statement that you're trying to fix when you're looking it through. I was like, I'm tired of working really hard to make coffee. And so she was like, okay, you want to buy... no, I started by saying, I want to buy a coffee machine. And she was like, which coffee machine do you want? But we weren't working at the appropriate... we weren't solving a problem statement. The problem statement changed. First it started with, I want to buy a coffee machine. That's not a problem. So we investigated. Turns out the problem I wanted solved is, it's a lot of effort. This time. Problem I wanted solved is, it's a lot of effort to grind coffee beans for coffee, and it seems to take a lot of extra time. If you're at all maybe a third as clever as she is, you have already got the problem and the solution. Right? The thing that's really taking so much time and making the coffee process more more annoying is that it takes a while to grind coffee beans? Oh shit. I'm using a low quality axe. Well, dude. It's gonna make you a cleric bard. What are you trying to say? Huh? Go on. Fess up. What do you want to say? I already am a bit of a pretentious wanker when it comes to coffee and cocktails and that sort of thing. But I try not to make that anyone's problem unless they're opting into that. Yeah, a coffee wanker. Already am! Already am! That has so far gone already, my darling. And so I asked... once I understood the real problem that we needed to fix, it takes too long to grind coffee in the morning when I want to make good filtered coffee. The solution changed from buy an espresso machine to, how about you buy pre-ground coffee, you dipshit? Now, I should note that statement is from me, not from her. She's much kinder to me. She's very lovely, and I do appreciate that, because I'm sensitive and needed additional attention all the time. Oh, look at this. I love this. Every class can heal, every class can res, every class can help you get up from downstate. It's just, you get experience whenever you get someone up from downstate. The game is built to reward companionship and camaraderie. Good design, very beautiful. Even if someone was not in our party, if they were just like over there and they threw one attack onto this enemy, they'd get full experience, because why not? All these gathering nodes, if somebody else jumps on and they see me mine them and they want it, they get it. We're not competing against each other for it. You're never unhappy to see another player in Guild Wars, except if you're taking screenshots, maybe. I'm like, that's good design philosophy. Because you want the world to be full of people. Otherwise, people claim it's a dead MMO. There he is. Anyway. Yeah, electric coffee grinders are cheap. So yeah, you've identified a better solution to what I was doing. An expensive coffee machine that has a grinder in it, so that I can still keep getting my pre-ground beans, my unground beans, or buy a grinder. And then I considered an even easier solution. How about I just buy ground coffee? Because every time I buy coffee from the pretentious coffee shops that love me and I love them, they're like, would you like it ground? And I say no. I was hand grinding. Exactly. I have a very beautiful wooden one that I got from my sister's, the shop my sister works in Melbourne. And it's a lovely thing that I praise for what it is. It's beautiful. Takes a while to use. Yeah, exactly, right? So I'm just gonna buy pre-ground coffee. And then I'm gonna use it faster. Or what if it goes stale? How about I drink more coffee?
The nightmare court may be gone, but the corruption lingers. Gardeners, let us cleanse the terrible.
So that's the solution we've identified. Get pre-ground coffee and then drink more of it. And to think, I was considering spending a couple $100 on an espresso machine. Or a drip filter, an American style drip filter, because they're nice. I did have very nice coffee, and I was in awe of how easy it was to just like walk up, press a button, and it goes okay. Oh, fuck, god damn it.
It seems strange to find bandits this far south, but here they are, and in large numbers too.
Exactly. Exactly. Every time I made nice filtered coffee, it was in the afternoon or evening for a role-playing game because I wanted to show off, or be a good host and show people, I like you, have this really nice coffee that I can make because I've spent time learning it. That's not strictly necessary. Get him, bandit. Apparently we needed to beat up that stag. Yeah, they have one of those as well, and it is beautiful. It was delicious. And not just because it's made by a very pretty person. But it's not strictly necessary. I get good results out of my filter. I love my filter. It's just hand grinding takes so long. So stop hand grinding it. Right? Right? Stop hand grinding it. Solve the problem that's in front of you. Anyway, I was talking about role-playing games. I was talking about role-playing games and here we are.
Time to move.
Did you need assistance?
I think this is a new thing, but Guild Wars doesn't appear to have a, like...
Take care of yourself.
Anything to
You
report?
need to repair your gear. I think you gain a bonus, increase health and defense, instead of a penalty. I don't know strictly how I feel about that, but it doesn't feel like a bad thing. Does it? Oh.
Don't let down your guard.
Remember what I was saying about a lot of pouches and items in your inventory you go through? Like, I don't think you want to emulate the looter shooter atmosphere in your tabletop RPGs, just because a lot of it is you get a lot of useless junk and you toss a lot of it away and then maybe you continue. Maybe that's satisfying, maybe it's not.
Apply to everyone. Let's prune that ugly growth while we can.
one sturdy mind. Okay, toxic crate? Toxic husks? Where did these come from? Living Story Season 1. Where the first experiment into content that expired over time and was unavailable turned out to be a failure. The Guild Wars developers were like, oh, it's really cool to have an idea that you can only access this content for a short period of time, and then it's gone. That makes it really feel like a living thing. Turned out to be a rousing, actually, we don't like that. And so, relatively recently, it was made clear that they remade Living Story Season 1. They rebuilt a lot of it, turned a lot of it into an instance, and turned other stuff into not an instance DM. See that? That was a roller beetle I don't have. It moves so fast. I love it. Oof. Hand grind the day before. Like, that's smart, but none of this was smart. We knew this. I just thought coffee, yay, and then went from there. It wasn't the most appropriate decision, and here we are, right? So yeah, I'm just gonna buy pre-grand coffee, and then that'll be the solution. And if I think it's gonna expire or something, and it probably won't, I'll put it in the freezer. Or just eat it. Eat it. I meant I will just use more of it. But I did say eat it. Those cocktails are not weak. Oh, I got reminded there's a very cool thing in Guild Wars. /wiki bandit turret. You don't need a mod. If you type in /wiki and then something, it will search the official Guild Wars 2 wiki for you. I don't know. If I'm showing off the game, I might as well show that off, right? Yeah. Keep it in the fridge? Yeah, problem solved. Right.
This battle is over.
German side. Oh, yes, well, we have ways of teaching these bandits a lesson. It has been so long since they've had much to really complain about. But yes, we will show them how bad things can be for the bandits. They've learned so much in a short period of time. Oh yes, these inferior turret manufacturing of the bandits cannot stand against us. Shit. Please tell me you saw that. That was hilarious. Ah, yes, we will protect these Inquisitor turrets and resurrect the Seraph Soldier using our superior technology. Yeah, Inosuke immediately goes off to it. I know this guy IRL. He's absolutely the type of person to see. Oh, a challenge? Yeah, we're going for it straight away. I'm going whole hog. He did not think twice. I would hazard to say he likely doesn't think twice frequently. Champion Fleur, soon you will be on the edge of torment, and you will learn. You will learn the things that you have failed to learn so far. Your inferior genes will not help you here. Only silver on that. Jeez. Apparently I didn't do enough to help fight that champion. God. Oh well. I guess we tried. Oh. Now, what was that, Packmaster?
Assail the enemy!
Oh, wow. We're still out of combat, so let's use the Springer and... Oh, okay. They've come down here. And yet we got gold for that. Sometimes it's hard to tell, my dudes. Sometimes it's hard to tell. You can glide in combat, you can't mount in combat, so... Hilariously, gliding away from a problem often makes you leave combat so you can just solve the problem. Where did that pack heart go? Think he's dead? He's dead? Yeah. Cool. Alright, well, problem solved. Siege Master's probably gone. Yeah, we're okay. Whatever. We need to kill like one bandit thing, and then we've done this heart. Yeah, see? Told you. Oh. Ah, yes, the Breeze Rider. Certain early experiments told us that you would have beneficial results if we were to exploit your mucous membranes. Breeze Rider. I have no idea where I'm going with this. Oh my god. Is that a blue Sheba? Wow.
Best watch your step in this area. My Seraph brothers and sisters maintain an outpost just north of here, but we're spread thin.
He has the
and
brightest
constantly
green
harassed by
eyes.
nearby bandits.
Corporal Nim
The
Callahan
outlaws
probably
have
picks
3
up
fortified camps
real
to the
well
west as
in the
well,
club,
so be careful.
right? Look at him.
Anything you can do to secure this area would be appreciated.
He's beautiful. Wow. I love this. Is like subtext there that just says starts fires. Oh. This person doesn't have a proper name, right? But just imagine having that as a reputation you have just beside your face at all times. Oh, they start fires. Very normal.
I need some backup.
Oh, fuck. That's why we're not getting any credit for this, because we're too far along. I didn't even read his quest text out. That's bad.
Might and glory.
Alright, let's beat up some more bandits. See that? That was perfect. I hit the bandit and not the grub. The grub doesn't have to die. Yeah, it will mount up as soon as we leave combat. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, I'm kind of running out of steam here. Like, there's 5 minutes towards the end of the stream. It was a very nice bonus stream. I loved going through some more personal story on Ubit. I will likely do some map completion. but not too much. Just to like level up a little bit, see what's going on, and then so that we can continue story next time we have a bonus stream. I don't know when that'll be, to be honest. It's been a lot of fun, but like free time is running out. I gotta tell you, one of the reasons I am not able to stay up super late tonight is that I have plans to set up and clean and tidy the entire spare room to turn into a nursery, right? For the baby. For the little baby. So, who knows when I'll have slightly more free time to play more video games? Video games on the internet? Good lord. I think the only way to... Yeah, exactly. The only way to make it like really viable is if I were to get really rich and famous, like Finster or maybe Vorsh level famous, just for streaming, then I could probably spend a little bit more time online. So remember, like, share, and send people to get, oh man, to get lots of subs, and then you'll have more Jimbles. And my daytime job will be Twitch streaming video games for you horny jerks. My lovely horny friends. And then I'll be the type of person who's available at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, man, you want to go on an adventure? I'm not streaming this afternoon. Do you want to, like, just make out? That's the only example I could come up with, I'm afraid. Okay. I'm gonna kill this person, finish his heart. Oh, come on, come back here. Beep! Seraph are grateful. And I will see you again. I'm gonna hit chatting. I'm gonna say goodnight to you. Thank you very much for joining me for this bonus stream. I will see you again on Monday night for more Boyfriend Dungeon. Thank you very much for joining me. Remember to be kind to each other. And remember to tell the people you love that you love them very much. Have a great weekend, okay?